What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy Shed for coming through and boosting up your man the YB coin. So, oh no, this is truly dreadful news. Boxing is surely going through it, yeah, all the way through it. Tyson Fury confirms return to the ring. Ooh, is it Usyk? Ooh, is it AJ? Ooh, you know what I mean? Is it, I don't know, some other dude? Who else would it be? Either way, is it Joe Joyce? To face ex-world's strongest man, THOR BJORNSSON. Quashing talk of a planned retirement, Tyson Fury has sensationally revealed he is in negotiations for an instant return to the ring, but it won't be against Alexander Usyk or Anthony Johnson. Tyson Fury has confirmed he will ditch plans for a supposed boxing retirement to fight an exhibition contest with former world strongest man THOR BJORNSSON. After defeating Bamilian Shite at Wembley in April via a brutal 6th round uppercut, the bare knuckle king, 33 years old, has now vowed he was set up to hang up the gloves for good, though he has now seemingly changed his mind on plans to bring down the curtain on an illustrious career. These guys waffle, man. Let's get to the quotes. Wafflers. It would be a bit of fun, Fury told The Telegraph. It would be great to get in there in front of, say, 70,000 cuckolded fans and show him, what boxing is all about. Make him miss and knock him out. We are talking to his team at the moment, and it's definitely something I'm interested in. Well, Bjornsson made some quotes a few days ago, I think. I know that there are some good negotiations going on and some talks, but nothing is complete. If it did happen, I would gladly step in the ring and I would gladly fight him. Any more quotes here? Or there's waffles. You know what? I ain't trying to hear no more quote, will there? I've said since day one, when people have asked me, would you fight Tyson Fury? I've always said yes. Okay, that's just for waffling some more. Let's focus on the Fury part here. But it would be great to get in there in front of 70,000 fans. Let me tell you now, if 70,000 fans buy tickets to that, well, they probably will. I bet it'll probably sell 100,000 for that because it's 2022. But if in all seriousness, if 70,000 fans buy that, I'm done with the game anyway. But still, I'm even more done. Shocking. Do not support this crap. Bottom line, I don't even mind exhibitions. Yeah. All I really want from Fury is to mop the rest of the division up. That's it. Not a big ask. He's had one hard fight in his whole career, bottom line. I'm not trying to hear about, my head and all that stuff. I'm not trying to hear about that. You've been compensated expeditiously. Yeah, you've had one or, how many hard fights? Fury's had one hard fight. Fury had a hard fight in the third Wilder fight. That's it. I guess you could count the first Wilder fight. Was it a hard fight? He took 1 or 2 shots. I'm not saying it's recommended to take shots, but still. Fury's really taken about 5 shots in his whole career. It's not the end of the world. He's looking better than ever. Listen, we know when people get punch drunk, when people take too much damage, they slow down and you know what I'm saying? We're not seeing any signs of decline. Instead, actually, Fury's looking quicker and he's becoming more powerful. Those are not the signs of someone who's shot or has any level of shotness. So, what are you retiring for? And to add insult to injury, it's one thing to retire. I wouldn't even necessarily mind or demand of him to carry on if he had actually retired. But what we're not going to do is clog the belt up. Such a shame the WBC is so corrupt, because really, this should be simple. The WBC should have been said a month ago, Fury, you're stripped. Well, not even necessarily strip him, tell him, what are your plans? We need to know now, because we've got 10 other big men who want to fight for that belt. Yeah, so make your mind up and let us know. If you want to retire, great. If you don't, great too. Yeah? No more playing around. No more, oh, well, I'm knocking around. I'm going to fight THOR and hold the WBC belt up. Nah, that can't work. It really can't. And the fact that Fury's been quoted saying this stuff, it would be great to get in there in front of... First of all, you said you was retired. Now you want to fight in front of 70,000 against THOR. Even the newspaper guy said, oh, is it going to be... It's not against Usyk. It's not against AJ. It's against THOR BJORNSSON. And the way he's talking about it just makes me cringe. I'm going to show him and the fans what boxing is all about. What, against a dude who's so slow? What would that prove? What do you mean? Show us what boxing's all about against the winner of AJ and Usyk, no? And that's why I can't deal with today's men as such, because there'll be a whole... I guarantee you there'll be a tribe of so-called men. Oh, YB, leave the man alone. Oh, YB, he can do what he wants. Oh, just sucker offers, man. Super cringe. No one should be supporting this. I got no problem. If Fury wraps up this heavyweight division and then he wants to relinquish the belt and then take upon himself doing these weird things, I don't even necessarily mind that. I still find it suspect, because if you're in the prime of your life but you want to finish. Don't hang around beating up genuine bodybuilding weight pumpers, powerlifters. What does that... Who's that good for? And I understand it's kind of like the big, what they call it, the eighth wonder of the world. The biggest, most powerlifting man versus the best boxer. I do get that. I can see the intrigue there, but from a pure casual point of view, anyone in boxing knows, listen, Dillian Whyte, who is a trained boxer, who looks quick at times against other trained boxers, he looked slow as molasses, as frozen molasses against Tyson Fury. And he is a trained boxer who people have commented before saying he's got a hair trigger left hook. Yeah? So when a man who has a hair trigger left hook can't land a punch the whole night and looks slow and cumbersome, what is a man who already looks slow? Realistically, yeah, up until the Fury versus White fight, we didn't even really know Dillian Whyte was that slow. I kind of knew that he was slow, but it wasn't ever evident, was it? You never looked at Dillian Whyte versus Chisora and say, wow, Dillian's slow. Dillian's really probably one of the quicker guys in today's division. When he was in there with Fury, there's a reason he didn't land one punch clean. Yeah? All to do with speed. That whole cliche of timing beats. Listen, Dillian didn't have no timing or no speed. He didn't land one clean punch the whole fight. And that's a trained top 5 world level heavyweight boxer, who, to be fair, has knocked out some good people. Chisora and Povetkin and whatever else. What do you think Fury's going to look like in front of THOR? I honestly think Fury will be able to step in, put a 3-piece out, and step out, and literally THOR will be winding up one punch. I genuinely believe that. I mean, go back and watch Dubois versus Joe Joyce. Another example. Joe Joyce is quite slow, and it showed. There's several points in that fight. Even though he won it, there's several points. Daniel Dubois gets a 1-2 off, and Joe Joyce is still winding up his left hook. No word of a lie. It's a fact. And again, we're talking about top-level boxers here. THOR looks slow against Eddie Hall, who also looks slow. Do you understand? I'm not even sure how it can be sanctioned. And to be honest with you, what makes it even worse to some degree is the fact that it's probably going to be an exhibition, which is where they go in there and play tic-tac-toe. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm going to watch THOR versus Fury at any level, I want to see a full-fledged fight. I don't want to I wouldn't pay for it anyway, but if people are going to pay for it, we should get a proper fight. Let big hard-back men fight like big hard-back men. So it's almost, boxing's got to this, well, boxing's been in this weird, sick place where it's like people like Floyd Mayweather just knocking around, making a whole bunch of money, and they're not even proper fights. They're like, oh, exhibition. Exhibition means not a charity event, but it's kind of like, I mean, it's not real. It's not real sport. Real sport is supposed to be Team A versus Team B, and you fight to the death. Both people desperate to win. An exhibition is a move around, a glorified move around. That's what it is. Who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch Tyson Fury have a glorified move around with THOR? We don't even really want to see Fury go in there and butcher THOR. But if I'm going to watch anything, innit? Be real now. If I'm going to watch anything, it would have to be THOR versus Fury in a proper moshy bash. And even then, I guess there's a good reason for that. Honestly, THOR, we already know THOR possibly has some poor blood flow to his barnet. He's got that kind of thing going on. Yeah, that's often linked to, I think, he may have had some sort of stroke or something. He don't want none of Fury. That's what he don't want. He's way too slow. He's way too stiff. And you best believe he'll be doing all that afterwards if you let Fury in there with him. So it's a big no-no. I was about to say, I don't know who's trying to put this on, but we know Fury has some good Dubai links. Yeah, and them Dubai guys, that's where the Eddie Hall versus THOR fight happened in the first place, in Dubai. So I bet Fury looking to get some of them Dubai money laundering coins. Who knows? Either way, this for me is a big no-no. Super cringe. And I was hoping, part of me was hoping, yeah, that it was all rumours. But now we've seen and heard Fury's actual quotes. Nah, man, this is a big no-no. I don't, for your legacy. And I guess you can say, well, YB, Muhammad Ali did it against some wrestling dude. Again, I'm not a historian, but wasn't Ali at the very bottom of his career then? As in, Ali had lost the whole load, was looking old, was looking slow. Like I said, if Fury starts looking old and slow, and he wants to move on. But still, what can't happen, or what will be a travesty if it happens, is if Fury is able to fight THOR and still have his WBC belt. God forbid. You know what Maurizio Suleiman's like? He loves clout. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out there putting on a WBC belt on it. How are we going to call it? The WBC Thanos belt. That's what will be coming next. Either way, man, don't do this. It's a bad look. Stay in the sport and clean up. Usyk and AJ. They're the last two, really. That's it, really. Usyk and AJ. That's it. And then you can drop the belt and go about and do what you want. Or, if you really want to be considered one of the greatest ever, carry on. People like Joe Joyce, who really should be easy work, but I'm just talking about cleaning up. Fury's only 33. There's no reason he can't clean up for the next 3 years. 2-3 years. There's a lot of damage he could do in that time. 2 Usyk fights, 2 AJ fights, and then 2 fights against someone else. I think Fury should sign a six fight deal over 3 years and just properly clean up. If Fury goes on to have 6 fights, he will have really cemented himself as a top ticket, top 5 all of time. Negotiable at that as well. Who knows how high some people might rate him. But at this particular point in time, having wins over Deontay Wilder and Dillian White and Vlad. I don't even really count the Vlad one, to be honest. I don't really count that one, but certainly Deontay Wilder and Dillian White, that just don't have the depth for me. Even if you throw Vlad in there. Vlad, Deontay Wilder and Dillian White. I mean, we don't really know how good Deontay Wilder is. We don't really know how good Dillian White is. Well, we do know how good Dillian White is. AJ already smoked him. Way back when. But anyway, man, listen. It's a no-no from me. That's what we know. That's what we listen. I can't tell you much about anything today in today's world. What I can tell you is Fury versus THOR is a big no from the YB.